Hello everyone. So today's topic is classification and SAR of the antihistamines. Okay, classification of the antihistaminic drugs and the SAR of that antihistaminic drug. So what are the learning objectives of this topic? This lesson will help the students to understand the classification of antihistaminic drugs and the SAR of ethylene diamine derivatives. Okay, by studying this lesson, the students can understand the classification antihistaminic drug, how the antihistaminic drugs are classified. Okay, and what are the SAR of the ethylene diamine derivatives. Okay, so ethylene diamine derivatives is one class of the antihistaminic drug. So the students can understand the SAR of the ethylene diamine derivatives. And what are the learning outcomes? So after this lesson, students will be able to describe the classification of antihistaminic drugs. Sorry. After this lesson, students will be able to describe the classification of antihistaminic drug, and they can even describe ethylene diamine derivatives and the SAR of the ethylene diamine derivatives. So this is the classification of the antihistaminic drugs. Okay, H1 antagonist classification. So first one is amino alkyl ethers. This amino alkyl ethers SAR, we have already seen this. So next is ethylene diamine derivatives. Ethylene diamine derivatives. Okay. So the classification of antihistaminic drugs are amino alkyl ether, ethylene diamine derivatives, propyl amine derivatives, phenothiazine derivatives, piperazine derivatives. Okay, so these are the classification of the H1 antagonist. H1 antagonist. So our topic is ethylene diamine derivatives. Okay, so this is the ethylene diamine derivatives general structure. Okay, common structure of the ethylene diamine derivatives. In amino alkyl ether, there is a oxygen atom in the place of the nitrogen, but in the ethylene diamine derivatives there is a nitrogen atom. Okay, so this is the difference between the amino alkyl ethers and the ethylene diamine. The nitrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is present in the amino alkyl ethers, but the nitrogen is present in the ethylene diamine derivatives. Okay, so the example of the ethylene diamine derivative is triplenamine. Okay, triplenamine, methapyridine. Okay, so triplenamine, that we have to let's we see the structure of the triplenamine. So in the place of AR, there is a benzyl group. Okay, in the place of AR, there is a benzyl group. In the place of AR1, okay, in the place of AR1, there is a pyridine structure. So this is the pyridine structure. When N comes here, so this is the pyridine structure, and this is the benzyl group. So we have to put the pyridine structure here and the benzyl structure here. Okay, and CH2, CH2, and CH3, CH3. Okay, so this will be the structure of the triplenamine. Okay, when we put this benzyl in the place of AR and the pyridine in the place of AR1. Okay, and in the place of R and R1, we have to put the CH3. Okay, CH3 methyl group. So this, its chemical name, triplenamine chemical name is here 2 methyl group. Here one benzyl group and here pyridine group. So its name is 2-benzyl, means here 2-benzyl, 2-dimethyl. Di means 2. 2-dimethyl. Okay, dimethyl amino ethyl. Okay, 2-benzyl, 2-dimethyl amino ethyl. CH2, CH2 is ethyl. Ethyl. Okay, pyridine. Here pyridine. Okay, ethyl amino pyridine. So 2-benzyl 2-dimethyl amino ethyl amino pyridine. So this is the chemical name of the triplet amine. Then next drug is methapyrilene. Okay, methapyrilene. So this structure is called as thylene amino. Okay, thylene. Okay, this is called as thylene amino. Okay, this S and the CH2, this is called as thylene amino, and this is again pyridine. Okay, so in the place of AR we have to put this thylene amino. Okay, and in the place of AR1 we have to put the pyridine structure, and in the place of R and R1 we have to put CH3. So its name is 2,2-dimethylamino. Okay, this 2,2-dimethylamino ethyl 2-thylene amino. Okay, 2-thionyl amino pyridine. Okay, 2,2-dimethylamino ethyl 2. This its name is thylene amino and its name is pyridine. So this is the chemical name of the methapyridine. So next drug of this derivative is tonzyl amine. Okay, tonzyl amine. So in the place of AR, we have to put this benzyl. Okay, benzyl. Okay, benzyl ring. Okay, we have to put this benzyl ring. Okay, and in the place of AR1, we have to put this pyrimidine. Okay, this is pyrimidine. Okay, so when we and in the place of R and R1 we have to put the CH3. So its chemical name is 2,2-dimethylaminoethyl, dimethylaminoethyl paramethoxy benzylamino. Okay, paramethoxy benzylamino pyrimidine. So its chemical name is this. So let's see what is the SAR of this derivatives. Okay, SAR of ethylene diamine derivatives. Ethylene diamine derivatives. So these are the characterized by nitrogen connecting atom. Okay, but in the amino alkyl group that is characterized by the oxygen connecting atom. But in this is characterized by the nitrogen connecting atom. Fenbenzamine. Okay, fenbenzamine was first clinically useful member. Okay, fenbenzamine was first clinically useful member in this derivative. Replacement of phenyl moiety. Okay, replacement of this phenyl moiety. Okay, of the fenbenzamine with a 2-pyridyl system yielded triplenamine. Okay, we have already seen triplenamine. Okay, when the first clinically useful member was fenbenzamine. Okay, fenbenzamine contain one phenyl group. Okay, and when we are replacing that phenyl group with 2-pyridyl system, that yield triplenamine. Okay, so this is the SAR. The replacement of the benzyl group of the triplenamine. Okay, replacement of the benzyl group. Okay, benzyl group has this benzyl. Okay, this is the benzyl group. Okay, replacement of the benzyl group of the triplenamine with 2-thionyl methyl. 2-thionyl methyl. Okay, replacement of this benzyl group with 2-thiolenamine, that makes this methapyrilene. Okay, when we are replacing the benzyl group in the triplenamine with the 2-thiolene amino group, so that gets methapyrilene. Okay, so replacement of the benzyl group of triplenamine with the 2-thionyl methyl group, that provide us methapyrilene. Then replacement of the triplenamine with 2-pyridyl group. Okay, with the pyrimidinyle moiety yield tonzylamine. Okay, tonzylamine when we are replacing the 2-pyridyl group. Okay, this is the 2-pyridyl group. Okay, 2-pyridyl group. Okay, when we are replacing this with this group. Okay, pyrimidine. This is the pyrimidine group. When we replacing that group with this pyridimidyl group, we get phenethylamine. The anticholinergic and antiemetic action of these compounds are low. Okay, the anticholinergic and antiemetic drugs in antiemetic action of these drugs are low. So this is the SAR of ethylene diamine derivatives. Okay, this is the SAR of ethylene diamine derivatives. So in amino alkyl group, there is a oxygen connecting atom, but in this ethylene diamine derivatives, this is characterized by the nitrogen connecting atom. Phenbenzamine. Okay, phenbenzamine was first clinically useful member. Okay, and the replacement of the phenyl moiety of the phenbenzamine. Phenbenzamine contains the phenyl moiety that is replaced with the 2-pyridyl system. That then we yield triplenamine. Okay, then we yield triplenamine. Replacement of phenyl group with 2-pyridyl system. Then we get triplenamine. Then we are replacing the benzyl group of the triplenamine with a 2-thionyl methyl group. Okay, 2-thionyl methyl group. Then we get methapyridine. Okay, when we are replacing the triplenamine with a 2-pyridyl group with a pyridimenyl group. This is the pyridimine group. Okay, when at that time we get phenethylamine. And this its cholinergic and antiemetic action is very low. Next classification is propylamine derivatives. Okay, third classification is propylamine derivatives. So there are saturated analogs are there and the unsaturated analogs are there. So general structure of the propylamine derivatives is this. Okay, AR1 group that is connected with the ethyl group and amino and CH3 group. Okay, so the example of the propylamine derivatives are phenyramine. Okay, phenyramine. Okay, and we have to put this group. Okay, this benzyl group in the place of AR and pyridine group in the place of AR1. Okay, we have to put this benzyl group in the place of AR and the pyridine group in the place of AR1. Okay, and this is connected with the ethyl group and amino ethyl group. So its name, the chemical name of the phenyramine is 2-alpha dimethyl 2-alpha dimethylamine ethyl benzyl pyridine. Okay, the chemical name of the phenyramine is 2-alpha 2-dimethylamine ethyl benzyl pyridine. So this is the phenyramine. Then next example is chlorphenyramine. Okay, chlorphenyramine. So in the place of AR, in the place of AR, we have to write this chlorobenzyl. Okay, we have to put this chlorobenzyl, and in the place of ER1, we have to write this pyridine structure. And say likewise, we have to name this structure. So 2-parachloro alpha. Okay, 2-parachloro alpha dimethylamino ethyl benzyl pyridine. Okay, 2-p-chloro alpha 2-dimethylamino ethyl benzyl pyridine is the chemical name of the chlorphenyramine. So SAR of phenyl substitute at P position. Okay, SAR of phenyl substitute at the P position. SAR of this propylamine derivatives is phenyl substituent at P position. Okay, phenyl substituent at P position replaces with chloride is the chlorpheniramine. Okay, phenyl position. Okay, this one. Okay, phenyl position. Phenyl substituent is, so the phenyl substituent at the para position replaces with chloride is chlorpheniramine. Okay, and bromine. Okay, bromine is bromophenramine. Okay, so if here this is a Cl, so it calls as chlorpheniramine. If the bromine is present here, then we call as bromophenramine. These halogenated phenyramines are most potent and have a longer duration of action. Okay, these halogenated phenyramines are most potent and have longer duration of action. The agent in this class produce less sedation than the other classical antihistamines. Okay, these agents produce less sedation when we comparing with other classical antihistamines. So this is the SAR of the propylene derivatives. Okay, propylene derivatives saturated. Okay, saturated analogs of the propylene derivatives SAR is this. So phenyl substituent at P position replaces with chlorine. Is chlorophenramine and bromine is that bromophenramine. And these halogenated phenyramines are more potent. Okay, these halogenated phenyramines are more potent and have a longer duration of the action. Okay, and this agent has less sedation when we compare with other classical antihistamines. Then next is the next classification of propylene derivatives. Okay, we have already seen the saturated analog of the propylene derivative, and this is the unsaturated analogs of the propylene derivative. So the example of the pyrobutamine. Okay, pyrobutamine and triptodine. Okay, pyrobutamine and triptodine. So this pyrobutamine. So this is the, we have to put this structure in the place of AR and this pyridine structure in the place of AR1. Okay, methyl chlorophenyl. Okay, and triptodine in the place of AR we have to put this structure, and in the place of AR1 we have to put the pyridine structure. So this is the unsaturated analogs. Then next classification of the antihistaminic drugs is phenothiazine derivatives. Okay, phenothiazine derivatives. So the general structure of the phenothiazine derivative is this. Okay, 3-benzyl group, and in the middle of this S and R. And so example of the phenothiazine derivatives is promethazine. Okay, promethazine. So what we have to do, in the place of R, we have to put this structure. Okay, we have to put this structure, means dimethyl aminopropyl. Okay, dimethyl aminopropyl structure we have to put in the place of the R. So the chemical name of the promethazine is dimethyl aminopropyl phenothiazine. Okay, phenothiazine. This is the basic structure of the phenothiazine. So this is the dimethylamino-propyl phenothiazine. And next example of the phenothiazine derivatives is trimiprazine. Okay, trimiprazine. So next example of the phenothiazine is trimiprazine. So in the place of R, we have to put this dimethyl amino methyl propyl. Okay, dimethyl amino methyl propyl we have to put in the place of the R. And the chemical name of this drug is 10,3-dimethyl amino 2-methyl propyl phenothiazine. the the SAR of phenothiazine derivatives. Okay, the phenothiazine derivatives that contain a 2/3 carbon branched alkyl chain between the ring system and the terminal nitrogen system. Okay, the phenothiazine derivatives that contain 2/3 carbon branched alkyl chain between the ring system and the terminal nitrogen system. Okay, here between the ring system. Okay, between the ring system and the terminal and the attached with the nitrogen atom. This differs the phenothiazines from antipsychotic series in which an unbranched propyl chain is required. Okay, this differs. Okay, the phenothiazine differs from antipsychotic series in which an unbranched propyl chain is required. In antipsychotic series, the propyl chain is required. The promethazine, the parent member of this series, is moderately potent and with a prolonged action and pronounced sedative side effect. Okay, the promethazine is the potent drug and it have prolonged action and it produce sedative side effects. Okay, and the combination of lengthening the side chain and the substitution of the lipophilic group in second position of aromatic ring that results in the compounds with a decreased antihistaminic activity and increased psychotherapeutic property. Okay, when the combination of the lengthening of the side chain, when we are lengthen the side chain of this phenothiazine and substitution of the lipophilic group in the second position of the aromatic ring. Okay, when we substitute the lipophilic group in the second position of the aromatic ring and when we lengthen the side chain, then it decreases the antihistaminic activity and increases the psychotherapeutic property. Okay, and the metabolism. These compounds undergo mono-di and N-dealkylation. Okay, sulfur oxidation, aromatic oxidation at third position to yield phenol and N oxidation. So this is the SAR and metabolism of the phenothiazine. This is dibenzocycloheptanes. Okay, dibenzocycloheptanes and dibenzocycloheptenes. This is heptanes and this is heptanes. Okay, so this is the structure of the cyproheptadine hydrochloride. Okay, cyproheptadine hydrochloride, and this is the structure of the asatidine. These are the phenothiazine analogues. Okay, these all are the phenothiazine analogues in which sulfur atom is replaced is an isoteric vinyl group. Okay, sulfur atom is replaced with the vinyl group in the cyproheptadine and saturated ethyl bridge. Okay, saturated ethyl bridge in asatidine. So in the phenothiazine ring, there is one sulfur atom that is replaced with isoteric vinyl group. Okay, isoteric vinyl group in the cyproheptadine and saturated ethyl bridge in the asatidine. The next classification of the antihistaminic drug is piperazine derivatives. Okay, piperazine derivatives. And the basic structure of the piperazine derivatives is this. Okay, and the example of the piperazine derivatives is cyclizine. So in the place of R, we put this H. Okay, when cyclizine in cyclizine structure, in the place of R, we have to put the H. Okay, H, this H, hydrogen atom. And in the place of R1, we have to put the methyl group. So the cyclizine's chemical name is 1-diphenyl. Okay, 1-diphenyl methyl. Okay, 1-diphenyl methyl 4-methyl piperazine. Okay, so this is the chemical name of the cyclizine. 1-diphenyl methyl. Okay, 1-diphenyl methyl 4-methyl piperazine. So this structure is piperazine. Okay, So this is the chemical name of the cyclism. And next example is chlorocycline. Okay, chlorocycline. Okay, when in the place of R, we have to put the Cl group. Okay, we have to put the Cl group, and in the place of R1, we have to put the methyl group. So the chemical name of the chlorocycline is 1-para-chloro alpha phenylbenzyl 4-methyl piperazine. Okay, and next drug is meclizine. Okay, meclizine, same. The chlorine group is we have to put in the place of the R group, and in the place of the R1 group, we have to put this methyl benzyl group. Okay, we have to put this methyl benzyl group. So its meclizine's chemical name is 1-para-chloro alpha phenylbenzyl 4-metamethyl benzyl piperazine. So let's see the SAR of ethylene diamine. Okay, SAR of piperazine derivative. So these are ethylene diamine derivative. Okay, the piperazines are ethylene diamine derivatives. Connecting moiety X is CH. Okay, the connecting moiety X, that is CHN group. These are moderately potent with low incidence of the drowsiness. Okay, this is moderately potent but have low incidence of the drowsiness. Slow onset of action, exhibit peripheral and central antimuscarinic activity. Okay, it is the moderately potent drug with a low incidence of the drowsiness, and it also shows slow onset of action and exhibit peripheral and central antimuscarinic activity. Primary structural difference is nature of the para-aromatic ring substituent. Okay, the primary structural difference is nature of para-aromatic ring substituent. So this is the SAR of the piperazine derivatives. Then let's see the mechanism of action. Okay, H1 antagonist. Okay, H1 antagonist mechanism of action. So H1 antagonists act by competitively inhibiting the effect of histamine at H1 receptor. Okay, H1 receptors histamine, it decreases. This H1 antagonist inhibit the effect of the histamine at H1 receptor. H1 receptor blockade results in decreasing vascular permeability. Okay, when H1 receptor blocks, then that results the decreased vascular permeability. Reduction of pruritus. Okay, that decreases when the H1 receptor blocks. Okay, then vascular permeability decreases. Reduction in pruritus, relaxation of the smooth muscle in respiratory and GIT. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action. H1 antagonists act by completely inhibiting the effect of the histamine at H1 receptor. H1 antagonist act on the H1 receptor. Okay, when H1 receptor blocks, that results decreased vascular permeability, reduction of pruritus, relaxation of smooth muscles in respiratory GIT. H1 antagonist, first generation H1 antagonist. So these are classical antihistamines. H1 antagonists are classical antihistamines. These are clinically used in the treatment of histamine-mediated allergic condition. Okay, these are clinically used in the treatment of histamine-mediated allergic condition. These are mainly used in allergic rhinitis, allergic conjunctivitis, allergic dermatological conditions. Okay, so this H1 antagonist, these are classical antihistamines. These are clinically used in the treatment of histamine-mediated allergic condition. These are mainly used in the allergic rhinitis, allergic conjunctivitis, allergic dermatologic conditions. Adverse effect. The main adverse effect of H1 antagonist first generation is sedation. Okay, the main adverse effect of H1 antagonist first generation is sedation. This is evidenced by drowsiness and diminished alertness. Okay, so we can recognize the sedation, drowsiness, and diminished alertness. This is due to their relative lack of selectivity for the peripheral H1 receptor. Okay, this is due to their relative lack of sensitivity for the peripheral H1 receptor. Then second generation H1 antagonist, that is non-sedative. Okay, second generation H1 antagonist, that is non-sedative, but first generation is sedative. So the example of the second generation is terfenadine. Okay, terfenadine, and the structure is this. And next example is fexofenadine. Okay, these are the example of the second generation H1 antagonist. Terfenadine, fexofenadine, cetirizine. We know what is cetirizine. Okay, cetirizine. So cetirizine is also a second generation H1 antagonist because these don't have any sedation action. These have a relatively low affinity for central H1 receptor. Okay, these have a relative low affinity for central H1 receptors and largely free from sedation. Okay, this is free from sedation. The second generation drugs have little affinity for muscarinic adrenergic receptors. Okay, the second generation drugs have little affinity for muscarinic and adrenergic receptors. The terfenadine. Terfenadine is a long-acting H1 antagonist. Okay, this is the terfenadine is a long-acting H1 antagonist. Fexofenadine. Fexofenadine is a primary oxidative metabolite of terfenadine and does not cross the blood-brain barrier. Fexofenadine does not cross the blood-brain barrier. Third generation H1 antihistamines. The example of the third generation H1 antihistamines, acrivastine and loratadine. Okay, acrivastine and loratadine. These are active metabolite derivatives of second generation drugs intended to have increased efficacy with fewer adverse drug reaction. Okay, there are active metabolite derivative of second generation. Second generation's metabolite is this. So this is intended to have increased efficacy with few adverse reaction. Okay, this shows fewer adverse reactions. Then H2 antagonist. Okay, H2 antagonist example is cimetidine. So this is the structure of the cimetidine and famotidine. This is the structure of the famotidine. The example of the H2 antagonist is cimetidine and the famotidine. When the H2 antagonist act on the H2 receptor. Okay, H1 antagonist act on the H1 receptor. The ranitidine is another example. This is the structure of the ranitidine. You have to learn this. And this is the structure of the nizatidine. Okay, nizatidine. Okay, so in H2 antagonist, there are cimetidine, famotidine, ranitidine, and nizatidine. Okay. The SAR and structural requirements. Okay, general formula for H2 antagonist. Basic heterocyclic group is there, flexible chain or aromatic ring is there, and one polar group is must. So these are the result of the modification of the histamine structure. Okay, histamine structures modification is this H2 antagonist. The imidazole ring of the histamine is not required for competitive antagonism of histamine of H2. Separation of ring and nitrogen group with the equivalent of 4 carbon chain is necessary for optimum antagonist activity. Okay, the separation of ring and nitrogen group with the equivalent of 4 carbon chain is necessary for optimum antagonist activity. The terminal nitrogen group should be polar, non-basic substituent for maximal activity. And let's see the synthesis of diphenhydramine chloride. So this is diphenyl methane. This is diphenyl methane. This is bromine. Okay, when this act with potassium carbonate, this forms diphenyl bromomethane. Okay, diphenyl bromomethane. When this act with N-dimethyl ethanolamine, this forms diphenhydramine. Okay, diphenhydramine, potassium bromide, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, when this diphenyl methane is reacted with bromide in the presence of the potassium carbonate, this forms diphenyl bromomethane, and this diphenyl bromomethane when act with N-dimethyl ethanolamine, this forms diphenhydramine. Okay, diphenhydramine, potassium bromide, carbon dioxide, and water. So this is all about this chapter. Sorry, this is all about this topic. Okay. So this is the reference. Thank you.